Ian, very good to have you on the show. One of your readers, a guy in Leeds, picks up Private Eye, enjoys a cartoon, and just tell people listening what happened next.
Well, he took a joke, which is very obviously a joke. He blew it up, put it on a placard, went on a march, and got arrested on the grounds that he was a terrorist. And he tried to explain to the police that this is a joke from a satirical magazine. You know, quite sad that the police hadn't actually heard of it. That was pretty disgraceful. But then they handcuffed him. They put him in a van, they took him away, and then they let him out. I mean, this is a retired headmaster, who was there not with Palestine Action, with Palestine Solidarity, completely different, not a prescribed organisation. And under these ridiculous rules, he ends up getting arrested.
And to be absolutely clear, Ian, the cartoon doesn't say support Palestine Action or Palestine Action is a good thing or anything like that. It compares two attitudes to Palestinian demonstrations, what's going on with the shooting of people queuing for food and throwing paint at an aircraft.
Exactly that. It says, what sort of Palestinian actions, you see, it's a play on words, do we find acceptable? We don't find acceptable people throwing red paint at warplanes. We do find acceptable shooting people who are starving in a queue for aid. That was the joke.
It's a dark and brutal joke, but it's not exactly an incitement to terrorism, is it?
No, and I know you've been saying this, but we had a go-to before they brought this in, saying, fine, if you want to prosecute people for criminal damage, that's covered. I mean, don't apply it to terrorism. I mean, the people they're arresting, retired headmasters, nice vicars, usually sort of middle-aged people with a conscience who are wandering about. These are not jihadi street fighters.
Avid Private Eye readers.
Yes, absolutely that. But, I mean, this man, who is absolutely delightful and was very, very funny, John Farley, he said, the police don't really do nuance, which I thought was amazingly British. And he just, he lay down, they handcuffed him. He said, I can show you the magazine if you take the cuffs off. But it is ludicrous.
It is ludicrous. I mean,
we're we're arresting these people. And then, of course, not prosecuting them.
Yeah, I think the serious point underlying this absurd event is that the state is making an idiot of itself, and the police are making idiots of themselves, and they have many, many better things to do.
Yes, and John Farley, the man who was arrested, said, he didn't particularly blame the police. It's quite confusing for them. And he said, normally, they're a pretty good lot. But they've been given directions by a man who supposedly was an expert on public prosecutions. This is Starmer coming up with an absolutely absurd idea.
Absolutely absurd. And I mean, I should make it absolutely clear. I don't know about you. I don't personally support any organisation which calls for the eradication or wants the eradication of the state of Israel, no matter how badly Israel behaves. However, there's a real problem here that the police seem to be seeing a pro-Palestinian flag or a pro-Palestinian placard and assuming that is Palestine Action and that therefore it's a prescribed organisation. They're blurring the whole thing.
And, they swing both ways. If you remember the last sort of police thing, they were failing to arrest people who had paragliders strapped to them on demonstrations. Nobody's saying this is easy, but the Home Office and this government has made it silly. I mean, they're absolutely making themselves look ridiculous. And, the serious point is obviously, this is a freedom of speech issue, really, isn't it?
It certainly is.
Are we not allowed to criticise government policy at all?
We all now have to watch our words around this issue, apparently. I can only hope, Ian, that the Home Secretary and other people in the Home Office are also avid readers of Private Eye and get the message.
I do hope so. I mean, there's a rather nice bubble joke in the latest issue of the Home Secretary saying we can't have people make our policy in Gaza into a joke. That's our job.
Indeed. Well, be very, very careful the Rossers aren't on the door for that one. Ian Hislop, thank you so much.
Thank you.